Hi, welcome to my Teresa talk tonight on finding the Libran point of balance in today's world. And this will be followed by a group meditation in the energy of the Libran new moon. So the keynote for Libra is I choose the way which leads between the two great lines of force. My name's Teresa. I have a background in physical medical sciences. I've studied the ancient wisdom teachings for over 30 years, teaching yoga and meditation for the last 16 years, studied yoga philosophy through many different schools. But I particularly value applying these teachings to enhance and understand our everyday life, whilst fostering our spiritual growth and development. I like to lift up to obtain a higher perspective on the challenges we face in life, so as to see it and be guided from our soul's point of view. So in Libra, we're asked to find the point of balance, that point of perfect poise, where equilibrium and harmony are achieved between the pairs of opposites. Libra is a cardinal air sign associated with the mind, and especially our creative or active intelligence, whereby we learn the right utilization of the balancing, analytical faculty of our mind to carefully weigh our values, consider opposing views, investigate truth, ascertain credible, unbiased, independent information, discriminate, contemplate, and meditate to find a point of understanding, to stand under that which is right and good and true. At this point of balance, we are soul aligned, our words and actions guided by integrity, understanding, and clear-sighted vision. And they contain an energy and a power that uplifts and inspires others to seek their own point of balance. We lift above the emotionally charged arguments, debates, and controversy and hold our minds steady in the light. To reach this point of balance, there must be a blending and a synthesis of the duality, the pairs of opposites, until perfect order, balance, and unity is achieved. Collectively, we need to restore the point of balance, that point of peace that allows right human relations and right human actions to manifest for the greatest good of all, for the conscious evolution of mankind and our planet. Our challenge is to recognize we have strayed far from the path of right human relations and right human action. And at the moment, the scales are very unbalanced and tipping. When enough people, however, awaken, the rest will naturally find their way out of the darkness to the light on this path. Those who are conscious and aware have a responsibility, and this is not necessarily to try and change the mind of others, but to encourage the process that will enable every person on this planet to come to the Libran point of balance within themselves, to foster the awakening of the active intelligence and allow divine purpose to guide the wills of men, to encourage questioning and critical thinking, debate and discussion, and the frank and honest open sharing of information, to question motive and intent behind sources of information, and ensure they are unbiased, independent, and verifiable. To find the equilibrium between the two lines of force that leads to illumination and inspiration and opens our minds to creative new ideas, solutions, and responses. When we stand poised, we make no judgment. We accept the destruction of the old as well as the construction of something new. We simply witness the power struggles, the suffering, and the process of change as it plays out. We act guided and centered in love and compassion in our heart. avoiding dropping into the solar plexus emotions of anger, fear, and pity, and the divisions that these create. I think of this not in a linear way, like a set of scales in which we must find the fulcrum or the middle balancing point. No, I see this point of balance more as a triangle. There's a whole esoteric science of triangles that we are starting to understand. But the way I see this Libran point of balance is that when we find the point of balance, the middle path between the opposing forces on the horizon, we lift up in vertical alignment from that point of balance. And from that point, we lift up to the highest that is within us. And we connect to our higher self. And this gives the triangle the power of transformation. So the higher perspective synthesizes the best aspects of both opposing forces. It can see both points of view, the merits of each and the limitations of each, and construct a new and pay the way forward that is the middle way. If there is no lifting up to this higher point, this vertical alignment, then there is the danger of falling into the lower expression of Libra, which is to sit on the fence and do nothing. The connection to the silent poise or point of balance inherent in soul awareness guides us to act in accordance with this alignment. This is what I would describe as right action, and it is a blending of the intellect and the intuition. So you could think of the intellect as finding a point with the concrete analytical mind between the opposing forces. And then through the vertical alignment, you bring down the wisdom of the intuition, and the two together create a beautiful point of poise in which creative solutions and the active intelligence brings about things that we could not envision ourselves otherwise. This also relates to our heart center that acts as a point of balance within us. On the horizontal, we work and live in the world. But we can only do this as true servers when we are aligned vertically with our soul, with pure reason and the intuitive knowing of what is good, right, and true. These two arms of the cross, the vertical alignment and the horizontal working out in the world, intersect at the heart. And it is in the heart that we reach that point of perfect poise and balance. And we bring this heart energy out into the world through the horizontal arms of the cross. And this is the essence of the teachings of the Christ. We are centered in the heart, in Christ's consciousness. This enables the compassion, the understanding, the forgiveness, and the acceptance that is needed to blend and fuse the warring opposites and the conflicts both within us, within our families, our communities, and the world at large. Right now, we have the opportunity and the very powerful energy of the Libran new moon, to plant the seeds that will enable more people to find this point of balance within themselves, to walk the middle path and effectively blend and unite the divisions we find in our world. This will help us individually to navigate the challenges we face in a world that is out of balance. This is a time of transition, major rebirth and initiation for much of humanity onto a higher spiral and a higher vibrational frequency. But for this to happen, we need a critical mass of people aligned to this point of poise, this point of peace. We all have an inherent capacity to know and recognize what is good, right, and true. Because these three qualities of the soul are within us all, we inherently recognize beauty because we are beauty. We know what goodness is, even if we can't describe it in words, because we are goodness. We know truth when we hear it because it resonates with a vibration that vibrates and resonates with truth within us. Those who have a measure of soul contact need to awaken to the reality that what is going on in the world is not right, good, or true. We've moved far from the point of balance, and the scales are tipping and could have dire consequences for the human race and our planet. This is also the key to personally staying strong, healthy, and centered, and navigating the very natural fear and anxiety that we all experience in response to these world events. There's a very Libran saying, to be clear is kind, to be unclear is unkind. The clarity that is found when you are centered in this point of balance will set you free from the divisive energies prevalent at this time. You quite literally soar into the air like an eagle that sees the whole situation from up high. The air is the energy of Libra, and the eagle is your soul and your soul alignment. You see the drama playing out on the world stage, but you're no longer immersed in it. So Libra rules the judicial process of listening to and weighing up both sides of an argument to come to an understanding of truth and reconciliation to that truth and its ramifications and any actions required. This necessitates the right use of mind to listen to opposing viewpoints, to consider the bigger picture, to consider the consequences of actions, to look at the deeper moral and ethical consequences and considerations, to listen with your intuitive sense when something is not right. Even if you don't know what it is, you sense it's not right. To run information through your common sense and find your own point of peace aligned with your conscience. This requires a measure of detachment and an ability to step out of the emotional drama and recognize coercion, emotional blackmail, and other tactics of manipulation and control, and question, why are these being used? What is the effect of these? But to remain unaffected by them yourself. To see that when a majority of people accept one narrative without question on a world stage, this tips the scales dangerously out of balance. This imbalance can be used to create a them and us situation. Powers that are self-seeking can use this to divide and conquer. We've seen this many times in history, creating a minority that is stripped of its humanity, of its freedoms, censored and marginalized, so that the opposing ideas and ideals to the narrative are no longer heard by the many. We are witnessing this today, where anybody who opposes the current rhetoric is labeled and marginalized as a conspiracy theorist, or anti-vaxxer. Fear will always pull you into the drama and leaves your mind vulnerable to control and manipulation. You're down in the mire, in the mud. Okay, and this is the path of least resistance for many. It requires an act of will to question, to lift up out of the fear and into the heart energy of courage and compassion, to lift up into self-reflection and face the fear. When faced, fear dissolves, and only then can you employ your mind to think for yourself. Life is about the perfect balance between the yin and the yang, the feminine and the masculine, light and darkness, heart and mind, your mind and my mind. And we must learn to accept the duality and bring it into a unity of understanding. Without darkness, we would have no awareness of light. Without night, we would have no day. When the darkness rises, we need the light of understanding and insight that comes from clear thinking, from a clear thinking mind to show us the way back to balance. In the energy of Libra, we are helped to do this, and especially at the new moon. It's a powerful time of change and transformation. We can recognize that each of us has a unique contribution to make in this current world crisis, to bring these higher spiritual energies down into matter and contribute to the release and destruction of that which no longer serves us, and welcome in a new way, to return to this path that preserves the best of what has been and opens to the best of what's to come, serving all, not just a few. So Libra governs the razor-edged path between extremes. It is the silent pause between the in-breath and the out-breath. It is the noble middle path of Buddhism that embraces right thought, intention, and action, and enables living harmlessly. It is the perfect balance of the yin-yang and the Taoist harmony. The eternal now, the present moment, is to be found midway between the past and the future. And this eternal now, this present moment, is the only place in which change can and does occur. In the present moment, fear does not exist, and we are filled simply with awareness, love, and soul presence. It is to hold your mind steady in the light. In the moment of stillness is the silent observer in deep states of meditation, connected to an intuitive sense of what is right, and to follow that each and every day in your everyday life. Libra is the wonderful experience, if you ever experience that profound stillness at the sunset or the sunrise, that sattvic moment where the earth stands still in perfect poise. Can you sense the power of Libra, the peacemaker, the negotiator, the facilitator, the relationship builder? This point of balance is where you find transformation, not polarizing yourself in one camp or another, in the past or in the future, but finding the way, the middle path of the Taoist philosophy, the present moment between what has been and what is to come, the eternal ever-present now. In the now, all is revealed and everything is possible. To fully appreciate the power of Libra, we must look at her rulers. Uranus is the esoteric or soul ruler of Libra. And this amazing planet facilitates the synthesis and the beauty and truth that results when natural order and balance is restored. It rules the seventh ray of synthesis, order, and ceremonial magic, and enables the restoration and preservation of right action and right human relations. And this is a powerful force that comes through Libra. We can tap into this force at this time especially. Saturn, as the hierarchical ruler of Libra, is the planet of karma, that powerful balancing force that rights wrongs and brings any situation involving conflict or imbalance back to peace by working through that which needs to be destroyed, healed, restored, or rectified to enable complete equilibrium again. Venus, as the orthodox ruler of Libra, brings forth the wonderful capacities of the relationship builder, the peacemaker, the facilitator, the negotiator, who is able to bring about understanding, compassion, empathy, and the healing power of love, and ultimately forgiveness to any situation. The qualities of the Christ consciousness. She is the divine feminine of the spiritual energy that blends with the masculine energy of matter in perfect poise and balance. So in Libra, there is the capacity to truly bring the heart and mind into unity and direct the will toward right action and establish right relations again. We find this point of balance when our personality vehicle, through the understanding of the concrete analytical mind is brought into alignment with our intuitive Buddhic nature, our conscience, our highest moral principles, through our higher mind and the guidance of the higher self. This is the vertical alignment. Through insight and understanding and right use of our mind to think for ourselves, to use our common sense and our intuitive sense of whether something is right or feels wrong. There is an integration and a coordination between the various aspects of our nature until we experience the peace of integrity. This integrity and alignment with high moral principles, especially to do with human rights and freedoms, is solely absent from many parts of the world and world governance at the moment. We are seeing a breakdown in the democratic process of governance, removal of human rights and the right to protest, censorship of information, and the manipulation of public thinking by the media. Libra rules justice and the highest moral principles of the law and the legal system. We need to employ our judicial minds to weigh up the opposing views, the biased and the unbiased science, the emotionally charged messages from the facts. Recognizing that much information on mainstream news and social media channels is now censored, and that media blackouts are occurring to prevent the awareness of truth. We are still called to seek truth and decide what is right for us, quite apart from what everyone else is doing or saying or thinking. To have the courage to take a stand, to stand under the umbrella of what is right, good, and true. Not simply take the path of fear and least resistance. This is a soul calling. We are seeing the lower expression of the law to control as an instrument of enforcement. Witness the brutal treatment of people who are exercising their right to question and protest in Australia. Witness the laws in this country that will take away your right to protest at all. Witness the removal of the right of parents to consent to their children receiving medical interventions. The power of Libra to rectify and balance relationships that are not cohesive or harmonious is needed more than ever in the world today, as we witness the divisions created by the response to the pandemic. Those who are unvaccinated versus those who are not, those who follow the rules versus those who question the rules. Who do we believe? Whose science do we believe? Are world leaders working to save humanity from a deadly virus, or are there other more sinister agendas playing out? It is for you to decide, using your judicial mind to come to a point of balance aligned with your highest self. Some countries like El Salvador, Guatemala, and Bolivia are choosing to empower their citizens and encourage them to take responsibility for their health, for example, by supplying every household with health information to boost their immune system, with vitamin C and vitamin D3, paracetamol, antibiotics, zinc, electrolytes, ivermectin, and hydroxychloroquine. Is this a true humanitarian response? This is for you to run through your own conscience and decide where you stand. Libra rules meditation, and it is in meditation that we develop the capacity we need to stand back like the detached observer of our own thoughts and simply witness what is going on in our mind. In our daily life, we can do the same and find that place of peaceful poise. When you are honest, there is self-reflection, and you align with your highest moral values and code and live from that place no matter what. You can turn off the media, meditate, connect with people, with nature, with the joy that's still there in life, and balance this with investigating what is going on in world events and the pandemic. You can choose to have a holiday from world events, to come back to a point of balance within yourself when you recognize you need to. Libra rules relationships, including the relationship between your personality desires and your soul aspirations. And these are often experienced as polar opposites until we reach that point of perfect poise, the stillness wherein our soul completely infuses with the personality, and these two polar opposites are brought together in a beautiful dance of unity. As the soul-infused personality, the spiritual warrior is able to walk the noble middle way with seemingly ease. As the lower analytical mind becomes the vehicle of the higher reasoning, and true discrimination and discernment become the natural way of responding to the world. The advanced Libran is able to utilize the power of the will to project their inner spiritual purpose and bring it into physical expression and manifestation in the world. But we can all evoke this Libran capacity to walk the razor-edged path between extremes, being neither distracted by looking left or right, but keeping a clear focus on the task at hand. This will bring about the poise and grace of the synthesis of the dualities into a singularity, a unity, a focus of our mind aligned with our spiritual will that avoids all division. Ask yourself, what is the task at hand for humanity right here and now, in this moment? And what is my role in this? Am I awake, aware, and part of the solution that will guide this world back onto a path of peace toward establishing right relations? Am I part of the 15% of humanity that can lift the vibration of the other 85% of humanity and restore this much needed point of balance and bring it up to that higher alignment? The divine purpose. In group meditation, we have a powerful capacity to work with the power of the mind to unite and establish the path of balance in the world again. So now, at the time of the Libra new moon, now is the time to go inward, to be honest, to self-reflect, to plant the seeds of your intention from your own point of perfect balance, your own middle path through the extremes, in alignment with what is right and good and true. Namaste. So now I want to move into group meditation. And I'm going to ask you to let all that I've just talked about go. Let it go back. It will work away in the back of your mind, and bring your awareness into this moment so that we can come together in group meditation and work in this way. So we're going to come together through a connection of our hearts. We're going to come together through each coming into the power of our Christ consciousness and alignment with our soul. And we connect to that beautiful poise in our heart through the affirmation of love. So just repeat with me this affirmation as we come together as a group heart and a group soul, working together with pure intent. In the center of all love I stand. From that center, I, the soul, will outward move. From that center, I, the one who serves, will work. May the love of the divine self be shed abroad in my heart, through my group, and throughout the world. So gently close your eyes, sitting upright, relaxed. And I want to connect with the energy of our Mother Earth to ground our energy. So imagine that you are sending a connection down and deep into the earth, either through your feet or through the chakra at the base of your spine. And now I want to bring you into the present moment, into that eternal now. And we do this by becoming aware of our body sitting on the chair. Now become aware of the clothes on your skin. Now allow this awareness to connect with your sense of hearing and simply listen to the sounds in this moment. And now take this awareness to your breath. And just simply watch the breath as it comes into your body and watch the breath as it leaves. And allow this gentle focus on the breath to take you inward. Feel your body begin to relax, taking your breath a little deeper with each cycle, imagining that you are opening a channel down through the very center of your body, starting at the heart, in the space between your sternum and your spine. Opening this channel, taking the breath down into your belly. Continue with this gentle focus on the breath and allow it to lead you into a point of stillness deep inside of you. Continue with a gentle focus on your breath, allowing thoughts to simply pass, returning to the breath whenever you are distracted. Now bring your awareness to the center of your chest and breathe into your heart center. Imagine your heart filling with light and with love and with gratitude. These will open this center like a flower bud opens into full bloom. As we find this perfect point of poise within our heart, so we connect with our higher self or our soul. Now visualize white or violet, purple or gold light coming down from your higher self, down through the crown of your head, and vivifying all of the major energy centers or chakras in your body, bringing them into perfect vertical alignment and interplay. Imagine your heart acting as a vessel to receive and distribute this lighted love from your higher self throughout your physical body. Let your body fill with light, purifying, cleansing, healing light that strengthens your physical body, strengthens your immune system, calms your emotions and brings clarity to your mind. Allow it to flow out into the etheric energy body that surrounds your physical body. Now imagine that you are allowing this light to radiate out to fill your home, touching all who live with you, all living beings. Now let it radiate further, filling your family, but flowing also out into your street, your neighborhood, your community, touching the hearts and minds of all, consciously and unconsciously. Continue to radiate this lighted love until it encompasses your whole town or city. Now imagine that your light is connecting with the light from all of those joining us in this group meditation, whether live or via the recording. And together we allow this light to fill our nation. Continue to let this light of love flow out to fill this part of the world, to fill this hemisphere of our planet, and to flow into the southern hemisphere, so that together we encompass the whole of the world. Imagine that we are joining all of the groups of like-minded souls who are working in group meditation in this way. Now see our beautiful planet as if from space, and see this lighted love surrounding her like an aura and flowing down into our planet to heal her and restore the balance in nature, so that the air and the waters are clean and pure. She has a healthy ozone layer, and our planet is healed and restored. See all of the animal and plant life flourishing, and see this lighted love flowing into the hearts and minds of all of mankind. Bringing peace, goodwill, and right relations, and restoring that point of balance within individuals, between individuals, within families, communities, and nations, between nations, uniting the whole human family. Lifting our awareness and the collective consciousness of all, so that we can learn to live in peace and in harmony. To walk this middle path, this noble middle path. Visualize these energies unifying and eliminating all divisions within humanity, healing and transforming human consciousness, and establishing right human action and right human relations. Continue to hold a space in your heart for this energy and allow it to radiate out. And now I invite you to come together to repeat the great invocation, either silently or aloud. Repeat it with conviction and pause between each stanza to imagine the words being played out, and that this world prayer can act as a link between the inner world of spiritual realities and humanity, and as a channel through which divine love and light and purpose can flow into human consciousness. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Now slowly bring your energy back into your own energy field and allow the visualization to dissipate. Come back into an awareness of your body and open your eyes when you are ready. And I just want to finish by thanking you for being involved in the group meditation. It's a powerful way to work in the energies of the new moon to come together. Because when we work on higher levels, on the inner planes, we can create effects far more easily than when we actually work down in the physical world of matter. And when people come together, aligned vertically and heart aligned with each other, with pure intent, this has a very powerful effect, especially to sow the seeds of change at the time of the new moon. So thank you. Namaste.